Falseeyed was recently attacked on Twitter after he tried making fun of Nijisanji. As usual, everything began with this one tweet, when Nijisanji EN was announcing the winner of the Nijisanji EN Mario Kart Special Battle event. Who won in Nijisanji's event isn't really important. What is important is the fact that Nijisanji made a spelling mistake in the announcement. You can see here Nijisanji misspelled congratulations, replacing the R in congratulations with an L. This is a blink and you miss it spelling mistake, and it still hasn't been corrected. Falseeyed would call out Nijisanji for their mistakes, saying, "Congratulations, a reminder, Anycolor hires Japanese high school students at minimum wage for their translations." Falseeyed would then provide some evidence of his words. Falseeyed would show us a screenshot of Nijisanji's recruitment page on their website, showing Nijisanji is trying to recruit an overseas business translator for a part-time job. As you can see right here, Nijisanji has said that working adults and those under high school age are not eligible. People who want to apply for this job need to belong to a university, graduate school, vocational school, or technical college, implying that Nijisanji is hiring high school students, or students in general. The user Pickled Pain would try to harass Falseeyed by calling him a dumbass, saying high schoolers can take commissions. Have you never seen people sell their art for less than what they are worth, especially design commissions? False would make fun of this person's attempt to try to harass him, saying it's fine for multi-billion-dollar companies to pay less than people are worth. It's quite an argument. Do tell us more. The hatred for Falseeyed did not stop. Other users would join in the hate train, saying regardless of who the fuck was working or where, isn't it fucking rude to laugh at an ESL making a small mistake? Oh, young Japanese person, can't spell, ha ha ha. Falseeyed was unfazed by the harassment. Instead, he would laugh and make fun of the people trying to harass him, sarcastically saying, don't point out that a multi-billion-dollar company made a mistake due to their hiring practices. We had other users like 7D who tried to demonize False for doing his job talking about the VTuber community. 7D would say, bruh, it's been like over a month since selling. You need a hobby at some point. Falseeyed would provide an explanation for what 7D was trying to say, with False replying, please stop talking about that thing I don't want you to talk about. Another stranger on the internet would decide to demonize Falseeyed for trying to defend himself against his haters. This user would say, getting into arguments with 40 follower accounts and quote tweeting to get your followers to dogpile them, truly you're a big man. Speaking truth to justice here. Many people would not agree with this user's hypocrisy, and they would defend the Falseeyed in the comments, with one defender saying, Pickled Pain was the one to poke at the beehive first. If you don't like people experiencing the consequences of their actions and words, then that's your problem. They shouldn't have inserted themselves into something that has nothing to do with them and being rude. Mr. Pizza Souls would say, I'll never understand this mindset that bigger accounts can't reply to smaller accounts. User The True Dog would say, wow, I didn't know there was a point you got too big to respond to harassment. Oh wait, there isn't. The person who tried to demonize Falseeyed would change their username to False is friends with anti-vax lawyers in order to harass Falseeyed. The anti-vax lawyers that this person is referring to is Legal Mindset, a lawyer who has been calling out Nijisanji for their shady dealings and exposing Nijisanji contracts for the sake of the VTuber community as well as his channel's growth. Falseeyed is completely unfazed by the harassment he is receiving. Unfortunately, the harassment doesn't end there. There was one tweet that got so much backlash that the user decided to delete the tweet. Thankfully, many helpful people have archived said tweet so we can have a look at it. The user Firozera would try to turn the term Nijisister into a racial slur. Firozera would show a screenshot of Falseeyed saying Jakarta time not beating the allegations of sisters. Firozera would respond to the screenshot saying, I shouldn't be the one to have to tell anyone this, but the term sisters is a ban evasion version of a racial slur usually used for Nijisanji fans, although sisters as a stand-in is also just another way of shaming women for their interests. Don't use them. Alright, I'm just gonna explain what the term Nijisister is. So, as you all know, Nijisanji is a VTuber company. They are one of the two largest VTuber companies in the entire world, and Nijisanji is known for their male VTubers. Usually female VTubers are more popular, but at Nijisanji, male VTubers are the star of the show. The male VTubers who dominate Nijisanji EN, their English branch, is actually Luxium. This is a group composed of Vox Akuma Ike Eveland, Mista who has graduated Luca Kaneshiro, as well as Shuya Mino. Even with the departure of one of its more popular members, Mista, Luxium is still a very popular male VTuber group, and they attract a very large female audience, who the VTuber community has called Nijisisters. As for why Falseeyed believes that the word Nijisister is a racial slur, I think I may have some clues as to why she thinks this way. So ever since the Salantasi termination, Nijisanji has been seen as a horrible company to work for. If anyone tries to defend Nijisanji, they will be met with people calling them Nijisister. It doesn't matter where you are on the internet, whether you are on Twitter, on Reddit, or specifically the subreddit Kurosanji, or whether you're on 4chan or other forums. If you try to defend Nijisanji, especially when there is controversy, or if you try to attack Nijisanji's rival agency Hololive, you are labeled as a Nijisister. Because people believe the only possible reason someone might be attacking Nijisanji's rival company Hololive or defending Nijisanji for their horrible practices could only be the female fans of Nijisanji EN, aka the Nijisisters. Nijisister as a term has become a meme at this point. It is customary for the internet to just call anyone who is a Hololive hater or someone who defends Nijisanji's horrible practices a Nijisister. I understand a little of what Falseeyed is trying to say here, and I understand the term Nijisister does have negative connotations here, but I don't think Nijisister is a racial slur. I think Falseeyed is going too far by saying Nijisister is a racial slur because I do not think the term is worthy of a racial slur. I think the term Nijisister is just a meme at this point. Some VTweeters within the community, like Ducky the VTuber writer, support Falseeyed in her assessments. He would say, I first saw this term Nijisister floating around 12 to 18 months ago. Whether the slur version came first or the safe version was hijacked doesn't matter. I never liked the term and I'm glad its origins, back to at least 2021, thanks to Firo diving into the fray, have come out. One of Falseeyed's peers within the VTuber news community, Khyo, would give his take on the situation. Khyo would reject the idea and say, Nijisister is not a racial slur. Khyo would say, this might just be one of the dumbest things I've read in a while. No one using Nijisisters on Twitter is even remotely aware of its origins. It's the Niji version of Holobros at this point. It's what people call die-hard Niji fans. We have Kenisu giving his take on the situation, saying this just feels like an attempt to smear people using a term which has been used to describe a group they're a part of for a good while now without any issues, like almost nobody is using it now in the context being ascribed to it by Ducky here. Khyo would agree with Kenisu, saying that's exactly what they're trying to do, agreeing that the people who are trying to turn a Nijisister into a racial slur were just doing this to try to smear people. Other users would give their take on the situation, with Kaita saying if someone is angry at seeing Holobros or Nijisisters, they need to stay off the internet. They are way too fragile. Lorient would say, why is it always Ducky giving his take? I'm so sick of seeing him stick his nose into every facet of VTuber culture with terrible takes. Another user would comment, the fact that they are trying to turn the word Nijisister into a racial slur is absolutely hilarious. It's just a way to call them a die-hard fanboy or fangirl, and also another way of calling them out for simping for their Oshi way too much. Khyo would go on to say there's no way people are actually trying to claim Nijisisters is a slur like this is a joke, right? Rei Tsukina would say, I don't know personally, but if people are, I will not be taking them seriously whatsoever. Chris the Holopro simp would give his take on the situation, saying, I'm guessing it was generated by 4chan, and 4chan equals slurs, so they are combined one-to-one, and in the end, what else can they do? Twitter isn't going to add the term Nijisister in their slur vocab, and at this point, the demographic that dislikes this term is the Niji fanbase, so at worst, you lose Niji followers. A lovely little cat on Twitter would give his take on the situation, saying there's Hollow Bros and Nijisisters. Nothing deeper than that. It's just a case of, hey, they are making fun of us and our black corpo using this word, so we'll call it a slur. Classic subversion of language. They do it all the time, and the moment you take it seriously, they win. Neither Falseeyed nor Khyo is taking the attempt to turn a Nijisister into a slur seriously. They're both making fun of the haters at this point. While I do think there are many people who are using the term Nijisister to call people out, or trying to defend Nijisanji at a time when the company needs to be called out, I don't think that Nijisister is a racist slur. I think it's just a meme. Before we end this video, we take a look at Elira Pendora, who's teasing her return to live streaming on YouTube. Many of you might recognize Elira Pendora as that VTuber who revealed that her name, Millie Parfait, as well as Anna Alouette's name, was found in Doki Bird's lawyer documents. After the black screen stream drew a lot of backlash, Elira Pendora would take an unofficial hiatus from streaming, choosing only to reappear at the other talent's 3D debuts while actively posting on Twitter. That same Elira Pendora has announced her return through this tweet. Elira Pendora would put out a tweet announcing her return to live streaming, saying, "Good morning, I think I'll do a Zatsu on Friday, thank you for waiting." Zatsudan is a term VTubers use for a just talking stream. You can see many of Elira's fans are really excited to meet her again. Some of the comments read as follows, with Oimobasa saying, "Welcome back, Queen." Lesia would say, "Yippee, welcome back." Sakai Eri would say, "Welcome back, Awiwa." There were dissenters in the comment section, with Flipsy, the world-renowned V-tweeter, saying, "Ew." Evan would poke fun at Elira's return, saying, "Can't wait for the next black screen stream." Well, thank you for coming, thank you for watching. This is Rex Nebula, signing out.